Hey, this is Hassan and Naila, and we are that clay couple. We talk about the things that matter to you the most: business, marriage, relationship, and even the relationship with yourself.
You know, since our last video on part 1 in this series on polygyny, our inbox,
oh man, it's blowing up.
It really has been, and we have gotten all kinds of scenarios, questions, stories,
feedback.
Right. One of the things we do want to make clear is that we are not speaking against polygyny.
No.
Because if you believe that we're anti-polygyny, we know that it surely means
that you don't know us.
That you don't know us.
All right.
This video series is for those who really want to do it right and can fall prey to some traps that they never thought about. Now, for those folks doing polygyny while unemployed,
polygyny with multiple women who don't know anything about each other.
Yeah, the secret wives, and the men who are maybe cheating and they're saying, oh, well, it's not really cheating, she's really my wife, maybe, or a concubine.
Right. Or a live-in roommate, or somebody who's trying to do temporary marriages.
Yes. This ain't for them.
Exactly.
Those folks will find a way to mess up more than we can list.
Exactly.
In a video series.
Exactly.
So, but this is for those who really do want to try and do it right. All right, so we have 4 for today. Number 1, each wife has different needs. You're not going to be able to cookie cutter, you know, the marriage. What one wife needs, another wife, she's going to require something else.
Right. I mean, so in that, you're going to be really 2 people in the same person, because
that's hard.
Well, I mean, but yeah, it is. But you asked for this, so you know she may need a different personality. Now, the core of you doesn't change. You're still the same person
because they love the same man.
Right, right. So you're still the same person, but she may have a more lenient towards another side of you than your other wife may have. So you're gonna have to understand you can't go in walking in both doors the same person.
Right, you're not going to be able to totally transition your patterns from one wife to another. Well, she like it.
Why you don't like it? What's wrong with you? No, that won't happen.
Right. Number 2, be honest with yourself about who your wife is, the good and the bad of her. So, having said that, if she's hot-headed now, she'll
probably be a little bit more hot when you get to take on another wife.
If she's short-tempered now,
and she's going to be a little bit more shorter.
Right, and the flaws that, you know, she mentions every now and then, she'll probably mention it a little bit more frequently.
Right, and you know, some will say, well, you know, my wife is a good wife. And if she is a good wife, believe me,
this will be her test.
This is going to be her test.
And yours too.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so, however, this is also a great opportunity for you to show your strengths. And this is a good time to do more of whatever it is that you do well. And that's just not for one person. This is not directed toward the man. This is for
everybody. Exactly.
Everyone involved. Okay. Oh. You have a story. You have a lot of stories for this one. Taking time from one wife because you're mad at the other one.
Oh, man. Lord, please do not use polygyny as a way of...
a whipping stick.
Right. You know, she ain't acting right, so I'm just going to go get me another wife. And when she acting wrong, I could just go over there to her house and just leave her. No. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. You causing a lot of chaos.
Right, you're implanting jealousy in a situation where jealousy will just naturally exist.
Exactly.
And how do you recover from that? We already have a certain level of just natural jealousy. This is the nature of women. Then you create more on top of a situation. You already have a sensitive situation. Obviously, y'all have an argument about something.
Right. Or having some disagreements about something.
And then you're going to decorate the argument.
Right.
With friction and chaos. Right. You're going to decorate an argument with bad polygyny. The other side of that, though, is for the wives. You know what? I tell you what. Why don't you just go over there to her?
Right.
Sending him to his other wife's house
Right.
because you mad at him, you may want to pull back on some of that, because
Exactly.
he may not be a man who does that, but he may take you up on that offer.
Right. And then start taking you up on that offer a little bit more frequently than you think is going to like.
You had it intended.
Exactly.
Now, we know in polygyny that many couples, some of them choose to all live together. Some choose to cohabitate. What do you think about that?
Well, I personally believe, to each his own. Some people can do it, but I don't think that's a good thing, because here is where we go into this next point here, is that you are going to naturally have more affection for one than possibly the other. And not to say that you don't care for both of them or care greatly for both of them, but you're going to care a little bit more about one than the other. Then you're texting or you calling and she see all these things happening because you now are all in close quarters. She's hearing the laughter. She's hearing all the, the things that you guys are in. And she's saying, hey, he don't do that with me.
Right. Well, she and the two women, they could be sitting there talking, and I just happen to look, and I just see all these notifications.
Right. From him.
From him, and she's not getting any.
Right.
It feels bad.
Right. And
it's hard to hide. A man he can't control his heart.
Right.
But he has to be able to control his actions.
Exactly, because even in a situation where you may come up and she may call you a pet name by your pet name.
Oh, well, there was a situation that got really ugly.
Oh yeah, I mean, they came to blows behind that. What you mean? Because she think it's a disrespect when it's not really that.
Well, did she call him a baby? They were having dinner.
A baby, right?
They were having dinner together,
right?
And
woman just called him baby,
right? But that's so habitual. I mean,
exactly.
We say babe,
babe.
Babe. I call you other things I can't say in the
video. Watch out now. So they ain't none of your business. but that became a situation where women came to blows.
Right.
And so
everybody lost their appetite.
Everybody lost their appetite, and that's just a dinner. Now, what you talking about? Is someone living together
in the same house.
Exactly.
Every day, and we're talking also about the one thing that women dread. He gonna love her more than he loves me. Right. And that they dread the thought of that. Do know that he will love different things about each of you.
Exactly.
However, the key thing here is for everyone to be on their best behavior and to be respectful of one another. And even love is to be respected.
Exactly.
It's fragile, and you need to take care of it. I don't believe that, Hassan and I, we've been very open about some things, even in our own life. But, through social media. But there's still so much that we keep private.
Right. Exactly.
Because we have to
everything.
Keep something. Something needs to we want
remain
to
ours.
Right. We want to we respect our love. And some things we just keep for ourselves. And every woman deserves that. I think earlier you had said, every woman, she deserves her own space to be able to have that, that cuddle time,
and do what she want to do. And I know an instance where a man had two wives living together, and then the night that he was with his one wife, the other wife came out of her room going to the kitchen, just had on, a little nightie or something like that. And then she got upset behind that. What you prancing around here and, these clothes on for and whatnot. So, these things happen, and every woman deserves her space.
Right, and to be able to be the woman that she wants to be with her husband, and for it to be private.
In her space.
Right. Now, again, there are those who cohabitate and who work this out.
And I commend you, real
but
talk.
It does require some sensitivities and a certain type of woman. And that's the other thing I want people to know, that people who can do polygyny successfully, there is something unique about them. You know, very often a man wants a woman who's dependent, who believes in a certain level of healthy codependency. But a woman who can successfully do polygyny, she has to have some independence.
And she does, you know. And
about her.
You know, I mean, it's not, you know, I'm every woman, hear me roar, you know, whatever the case may be. But she has to be able to handle herself on her own.
Because there are going to be times when you're with your other family or you're with your other wife just one-on-one. And she's going to have
to be able to handle what it is. Now, you know, I'm not sitting there saying she needs to make a whole bunch of decisions
by herself.
You know, and there are going to be times when things are needed. Again, you know, and having that open line of communication. And we'll probably talk more about this in our next segment about keeping that lines of communication open, because some people think that once my group start, or excuse me, once nighttime start, once my new day starts, then
I'm done.
You're done. You don't need to talk to me no more until.
And because I'm with this wife. You know, there was the example of there's a couple and they were cohabitating. You know, but they were cohabitating, and one of them lost her mother, and she really. She was having a hard time. I mean, it's her mom. I can't even imagine. I still have my mother. And she wanted the comfort from her husband. And even though he was in the same house, she was trying to be respectful. There were moments where she really did desire to have her husband's company and his companionship during that time, because she had lost her mom. And it had been maybe like 2-3 months, and she was struggling. And so she got through it. But I give you these examples to show you that polygyny requires a unique type of person. And I know that her husband, he didn't mean to abandon her, not be there for her, not to support her, just in polygyny. Right. And this is what living polygyny out loud actually looks like. All right, so we got one more for you. Y'all stay tuned, stay posted, share, comment, let us know what you think. You can visit our website at
www.hassanandnaila.com
or hashtag that clay couple.